What's up, guys? It's your boy Luis Torres, and today is Dimebag Darrell's birthday. And what's funny is that, so I grew up, listening to metal in the 80s, grew up listening to Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, but of course there were all these hardcore bands that I listened to that I thought had like a little groove to them. Warzone, Cro-Mags, tons of different New York-based bands like Bug Out Society. And then, of course, Pantera comes into play. And I remember just being like, what the fuck is this? And just being baffled because they didn't sound like Slayer. They didn't sound like Megadeth. Any of those, Testament. They didn't sound like any of those bands. But here's this long-haired, goatee guy from Texas, right? Are they from Texas or Louisiana? And then eventually, the singer was from Louisiana. And I got into them, but what's funny is that all of his rhythms were just next level, just a completely, absolutely insane, crazy rhythm sections that I had never heard of before outside of, the hardcore scene. And very groove, very, do I dare say, almost like a modern take of Bad Brains, right? And I was just like, yo, these guys are absolutely insane. And then, of course, soon after, finding out that they used to be a glam band, and one of my buddies was just like, yo, they used to sound like Poison. I'm like, no, that's impossible. There's no way you can possibly go from Poison to what they're playing now. And, not to say that they were actually like that, but, early 80s, if you wanted to make money and wanted to make a name for yourself, that's the music and the genre you had to play. And apparently they killed it in the whole South, what is it? Would you call it the Desert Southwest? They would kill it whenever they played. Like, whichever club they played, they would just pack it in. And then, of course, Dimebag Darrell ended up meeting with here's the sheriff, meeting with Slayer, right? There's actually video footage of the day Dimebag was kind of riffing back and forth with Kerry King, and that, from my understanding, that's kind of the point where Dimebag was kind of like, yeah, this is what we need to do. We need to play heavy music, heavy, period, and just be heavy, and then heavier than this band Slayer. And if you watch the footage, what's interesting is here is Dimebag just killing it, riff after riff, and just pulling shit out of the air, and it just sounded incredible. And that was Pantera. I feel like he started, one of his favorite bands, or if not his favorite band, is Kiss. So think of the timeline that we're talking about. We're talking about 70s, that he grew up listening to these other bands that were just a completely different genre. And then he just came out of nowhere, left field, and was just like, yo, we're going to kill it. And of course, what's that other band that everyone tends to say that he copied from them? Excalibur? I don't know. Something along those lines. But it's interesting because I've listened to that band, whatever they're called, and I don't see the resemblance. I can't hear it. I can't hear the connection between Dimebag Darrell and whatever that band is called. So, here I am, early 90s, and I'm like, yo, who the hell are these guys? Just completely, just killing it. So, my hat's off to guys who build on existing genres and come out ahead of the pack. Because here's Jeff Hanneman and Kerry King and Dimebag Darrell there are people that started playing guitar because of Pantera, because of Dimebag. The sad part is that, he passed away in a terrible manner. And I remember that day. I remember waking up and hearing about it and just being super upset by it. I'm like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me right now? And then, of course, getting the backstory that the singer kind of was the guy that said, yo, if someone hurts him, I wouldn't give a shit. And then soon after that interview was when that one dude went into that show and just shot up the place. So, that's just mental health at a different level. And ironically enough, someone, I guess, his band is playing, whatever they're called. They're playing somewhere in Massachusetts, funny enough, with Slayer. And someone had mentioned it to me the other day. And they're like, hey, Slayer's playing with Anselmo's new band. And I was just like, yo, fuck that dude. I would never, ever see his band play, ever, just because I just think that he kind of perpetuated that kid to just go in there and just shoot everyone. So yeah, but listen, if you started playing guitar because of Dimebag Darrell, just know that I was there at the very beginning and was just shocked at the way that he played. And a lot of my buddies that follow my YouTube channel, they're all like, a lot of what they play is straight up right from Dimebag, and one of my guitar teachers, Dan Sugarman from Ice Nine Kills and As Blood Runs Black, went down and took photos in front of his mausoleum, right? Because it's kind of pretty big. I would kind of call that a mausoleum. And yeah, dude, people, that's kind of like the thing to do is have a pilgrimage down to, I think he's buried in Texas, to just, take photos in front of Dimebag's mausoleum, his resting spot. So, but today's his birthday. God bless for all you guys who listen to Pantera, who are to some degree influenced by Pantera. That dude was gifted like you have no fucking idea. Like, I'm telling you that I remember when that dude just came out of left field and everyone, guys that I knew that I grew up with who are guitarists listening to Sepultura and all these other heavy bands, and here's Pantera just coming out of the blue, just blowing everyone out of the water. So, all right, guys, happy birthday, Dimebag. You're missed by lots of people, thousands around the planet. If you guys haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Pour out a little beer for Dimebag today. Thanks for watching as usual. I'll talk to you guys soon.